Hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How's it going?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good,
And
good,
how are you?
good.
Awesome.
Let's see. We'll have a couple people in here. Cool. What's up, Sean? All right, guys. Um, the way these are gonna work is you hop in here. If you have any questions, we'll dive in. We have an hour blocked out, so we can just dive into any topic. I personally have a topic that I want to talk about as well. We can do that afterwards as well.
Okay.
And yeah, fire away. Whoever wants to go first, just raise your hand or something and we'll dive in.
Right now, I was going through the course,
Mm-hmm.
and I see the discovery, and I'm almost finishing the sales letter and VSL. So my question is, when you have the product already
Mm-hmm.
that you know that you want to build, you will build the VSL and everything before starting building the product or after?
I always do it before. So, are you the developer or are you the guy selling it or both?
Um, right now, both.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right now,
So,
both.
yeah. So what I've done with New Reply and Clipio, both of my previous SaaS projects, before I even wrote a line of code with my co-founder, I always write the VSL first. So to me, and I go through why in the course module. To me, the sales letter and the VSL is the most important thing. It's like the thesis, right? It even gives me clarity into what I'm building before I even build it.
Okay.
Because yeah, you might have an idea of what you're building and it might be clear in your head, but as you get along with it, when you're on, line 1280 or whatever in your code, like things get a little bit cloudy. You might think like you want to build it a different way and you lose clarity. So I always build a sales letter first.
Okay, but don't we need to like have a document with every feature that will be delivered for the client or similar thing like that? Just so we
That's the
know
sales
what we
letter.
need to develop. Okay. Ah, that's the sales letter included. Okay.
The
The
sales letter
sales
is
letter
everything.
will have everything. Okay.
The sales letter is your thesis. It's like the only thing
Okay.
where if it's for you, it's for a team member that you're hiring. So let's say you're hiring people, for example, too. They want to learn more about like what this is. You want to kind of train them as well. It can be used as a training resource, right? Same thing for customers. Customers come in, they say like, "What does this product do?" It's a sales letter. Like you send it to them. Ideally, you record it later on, and they just watch a quick demo video. And then it's also for the founder. It's for you to give you clarity. It's going to help you. So it's everything. Yeah.
I think that would be the difficult part. Talk about something that is not yet built.
Um. Yes and no. So why do you think it's difficult?
Because I'm thinking about of stuff, and I don't have a direction right now for the SaaS that I want to build,
Mm-hmm.
because I was viewing something about creating a multi-tenant service for WordPress.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my fastest go-to market because I have an agency
Mm-hmm.
that develop websites. So to me, it would be easier going that route to have like a mini MVP to then be able to get the money to do other SaaS stuff
Mm-hmm.
that could
So
be
the way
done.
the way I look at it is you want to look at it in terms of steps. So before you build your entire SaaS product, which is let's say months down the road, you start with what? Your MVP. The MVP is like the very like literally in the name, your most minimum viable product. But then what's before the MVP? It's your thesis. It's your sales letter. It
Okay.
is literally the most minimum viable thesis, sales argument for why you're building this. So before you build your MVP, there needs to be a step before that, right? So you can't just build the product, right? You can't just build the MVP. Like you need to know what you're going to build and why, right? Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Good question.
So I haven't gotten to that deep in the training yet, but I know we had a little discussion. So I already have kind of my product built already.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I guess that's the should be the next step too, is doing the like a sales letter and stuff, right?
Yeah. So you'll just get to it when you get there. I wouldn't
Okay.
skip through any modules. I kind of did them in order.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I watched the first couple of videos you're talking about like building something that helps. It's like a problem that you're looking to solve for yourself, right? So that's
mhm,
exactly what I did. I built it. I built my software for my travel agency, but
mhm.
it's certainly very useful to other travel agencies as well. So we kind of built in the ability to sell it to other travel agencies.
Yeah. Agency stuff is always the best when it comes to SaaS, micro SaaS, like just a quick product that you want to build and get to revenue and grow
Okay.
MRR. It's always the best because you have your workflow as the agency owner. You've been in the game, so you have the domain expertise, and basically you're just looking to SaaSify your business. And those
Mhm.
products they always do extremely well because you know for a fact you're not the only person with those problems, right? So it's going to be easier to sell as well.
Okay. Is there or will there be a module on pricing? Because I have a feeling I'm way
That's the
underpriced. And
next. Yeah.
okay.
That's gonna be week 3, which
Okay.
I'm recording now and it should be uploaded in the next day or two. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll just keep watching the videos and start going from there.
Yeah, sounds good.
I have another question.
Hmm.
For what can you what can you recommend to start as my type of work that I do, because I develop websites and I manage some clients for the e-commerce and the marketing part. What would be the best SaaS that I could do to leverage my knowledge?
Hmm. Have you gone through the first week? Have you gone through all the first 3 modules?
Yes, I saw the first 3 modules,
Hmm.
but I didn't got like I got a few things, but I don't know if I can go like through an open source version of something and brand it. I don't know if it will be
Why not?
any value or something.
Um, so the thing with open source stuff is you have a limiting belief that you think other people can just, like why would they pay you if they can use it for
Yeah,
free,
that's
right?
what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But it's a limiting belief, right? So, um, here I'll give an example, like very easy example. Why would someone pay for um, the AI blog writing tools like Copy AI, Jasper AI, where these guys reach billion-dollar valuations? Why would someone pay them, and why are they valuable if you can just use ChatGPT, which is basically free?
Yeah, but there is no open source alternatives back then.
Yeah, but they're still making revenue right now. People are still signing up.
Yeah, because they were first to market in that case.
Mm, yes, but
Besides OpenAI.
there's still new products launching every day.
Yeah,
Um, right now there's other examples too. For example, Stable Diffusion. So there is I don't know how familiar you guys are with Stable Diffusion and
yeah.
um basically like Stability AI and these kind of guys. But you look at tools in this sort of AI video generation and image generation, content generation as a whole niche. And there's tools like Kyber AI. There's tools like um, Yeah, like even like Mid-Journey and these kind of tools, yeah, they have their own custom models, but the new guys that come to the race, like Pika Labs or Kyber AI, they're basically just using open source models on the back end. And they're doing something a little bit different. Plus, they're offering a nice UI and user experience, and that's already worth enough to charge for it. So there has to be a reason why someone would even pay you if uh, they can technically use it for free. Um, an example of that is if the people you're going after don't have technical experience to use open source models or run it on their machine. Maybe that's one example. Maybe the example is, with the LLM and the AI stuff, if their machine isn't powerful enough, right?
Mhm.
That's another example why they would just pay for a subscription. It's like in a browser app, right? And you're basically leveraging an open source model. So that's there's like plenty of examples. Oh, look at 11 Labs, right? 11 Labs started with the Tortoise text to speech open source model.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
Okay.
they raised, I don't know if they were the fastest, but they raised 3 rounds from zero to $1 billion valuation in 2 years. And, after they kind of validated the demand, I believe they built their own model, which they then open source as well. But
It's
yeah,
open sourced, the 11 labs.
they actually, yeah, they have it on Hugging Face. They have their model, I believe, on Hugging Face.
I didn't know about that.
Hmm. Yeah. But under the hood, they're using Tortoise text to speech, which, by the way, people are kind of saying, like, if you want better results than 11 Labs, just use Tortoise text to speech.
Really?
Hmm. Isn't that funny? So,
That's like coming back from the supposedly main software that everyone use now.
yeah, right. And so it's a limiting belief. That's it, basically. So, who are you selling to? Like, what's your niche that you would be selling the open
Uh,
source thing? And what is the
oh,
open source like product? What is it?
like could be three simple things that I already sort of do.
Hmm.
Like my clients need emails. I can use MailCow, an open source software, to host their email services.
Hmm.
I can use NA10 to automate some things like Zapier,
Hmm.
or I can use like Mautic to do their marketing stuff instead of MailChimp that my clients use.
Hmm. Okay.
And I can integrate everything with the website that I sell.
So you'd be looking to do like you would be taking different parts of the workflow and combining it into like an all-in-one platform or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Hmm. Those typically do well. And an example is you look at something like which went super viral, which is Go High Level. Like they
yeah.
basically took a bunch of things into one and said, if you're running an agency, just use this.
Yeah, I saw that and I see what's the point of that, because to
I
me
personally don't like Go High Level, but it's just an example.
to me go high level, there's no need because I can do everything that they do, right? So
Mhm.
I was thinking, is it worth to be a competitor of go high level and do the same type of thing?
Um, that's up to you. You have to, again, it's in the modules of when it comes to competition and positioning. So it's the third one in the first week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It really depends. Like if the space is so overcrowded and it's so competitive, you need to go more narrow and you need to go more deep, and you can do that with the niche. So you go deeper into the niche to who you're
Mhm.
selling it to, and the second would be you go into the features. Like you differentiate yourself with such a very like specific like feature set or something where it's like just for that group of people.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would just have to go more narrow if you're dealing with competition like that. But
Okay.
don't don't get stuck with the paralysis by analysis of, you know, thinking like for example, my co-founder, he does the development work, right? And for him, he's like a very bright guy and he's like, you know, even with our previous project, he's like, would people even pay for this? And like he can basically build like anything, but he's just like always, you know, when we get to building, he's like he needs to see the early demand, right? So you have to go out there, get the demand, but don't get stuck on, you know, would people pay for this? You know, because
Okay.
you want to look in the market and see like, well, what are they already paying for? So
Yeah,
chances
you're
are,
right.
yes, like they will pay for, you know,
Yeah.
something. And we're not dumb people here. We're bright people, and bright people tend to overthink a lot, you know. So we overthink a lot, and we kind of wonder if someone's going to pay for this or not. But if you follow a system, a systematic way of approaching it, like that's kind of what our goal is, right? So
Okay.
validate the demand, even if it's just one or two people, and you can just talk to them one on one and say, you know, if I offered this to you, but I did it this way instead of what's currently available, you know, could I take down your email and would you try this for free in exchange for like feedback or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No worries. Cool. Anything else, guys? That was a good thread. I like that one. I'll give an example actually on that thread with Stable Diffusion. The reason why I brought it up is because we were working on a fun side project called clonely.com, which is like basically a I don't know how deep of an understanding you guys have with Stable Diffusion, but there's this thing called Comfy UI, which is just like a open source front end for running Stable Diffusion models for AI, image, and video generation. And everyone uses Comfy UI. Like you just go to their GitHub and you can run it in Google Colab. So if you don't have a powerful machine, you can basically just run it on the cloud. And you can, you know, type in like generate a video of a woman boating on a lake, right? And it'll like generate for you, right? Stable Diffusion. So all that is free technically. Like if you don't have a good machine, you'll have to pay for Google Colab and you'll probably need to pay for more storage for Google Drive, right? The problem, and there's always a problem in the workflow. So that's kind of what you have to look out for is even with the open source stuff, there's still issues. It could be slower, it could be less beginner friendly, right? So I had to learn it from a course. Like I bought a course and I had to learn about the Comfy UI stuff because it was too complicated. But as it stands, it technically is the best UI solution for running open source stuff from your machine locally. So we were basically looking to build a, and we still are, it's just like not a priority. We have other like B2B stuff that we want to get to revenue first before we kind of work on something fun like this. But we were looking to build a browser-based web app subscription starting at 20 bucks a month, something like that. Something where everyday people can just come in and try it. And before I wrote anything, I wanted to list out the problems. I wanted to list out how we can solve them, and I did it in a sales letter. So I think I actually linked it. In the program, I'm going to share my screen and actually share this, but once you get to, let me share my screen. So in here, I'm going to make this a bit more clear. But there's the resource link. I don't know if you guys actually clicked on it, but it'll take you to the doc where you kind of go through everything in the videos. When you get to the VSL part, I linked some of my best sales letters that we've personally built that have generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in value for ourselves. We've done it for clients. But this one, Clonely, this is the one I'm referring to. This is an example of a sales letter that was built just to position our solution as the best, faster, cheaper, better version compared to what's already available with the open source solutions, right? So you could see the thesis is here. It's short, right? But someone in that space that's using that open source solution every single day, you send this to them, and that's a sales argument. That's a compelling sales argument. And you have the evidence here. We basically went into the course. We asked a couple of members in the course, you know, we know that you guys are doing it this way. We know that you guys are using this open source model. Here's what we're looking to build. Here's a quick outline of what that looks like. And you can basically see people are saying, it's a great idea. Believe it or not, there's already a project going on with the same idea. This person said, I advise you to monetize it if you're able to achieve such a thing. In my honest opinion, you would be able to monetize and sell it easily. So you want to go to where those people are, and you want to ask those people, questions like, if I built this and it's a different way of achieving X, and these are kind of the benefits you get. These are kind of the main features. Just keep it very simple. And then you want to just hop on Google Docs. You want to use our template, our framework for writing a good sales letter. And yeah, you can share this and it's your sales argument. And this is an example. Basically, there's no code written for Clonely. But, we already have an audience, a group of people that are willing to try this thing. And that's the only validation you need in the beginning. That's it.
I didn't saw that we have links in the PDF, the files.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna rename this to like the master Google Doc or something. So under every single one of these videos, you have it under the resources tab. I'll make it a bit more clear though.
Okay, I opened it, but I saw that it was the same thing that you were reading. So I didn't read it because you were reading on the video.
Yeah. So basically that's what it is, but it's for your own reference. If I go over like links or I go over some posts and you just want to quickly look at it, yeah, that's where it is.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. All right. Any other questions, guys?
No, I'm good.
Cool. I also wanted to talk to you guys about a trend I'm seeing. So I've been kind of posting on my Facebook as well. And I'm seeing this kind of shift. I don't know if you guys are seeing it. Maybe it's the people I follow, but I'm seeing the shift from every single agency, consulting business, right? The guys that used to sell social media marketing, all those people, they used to sell and they still do the 10K offers, the 15K offers, right? These kind of guys. And I'm seeing a shift where they're all, if they haven't already, they're all moving into SaaS or they're very interested in SaaS. So, a good example that I like to use is Sam Ovens with School. Sam Ovens was probably like this guy in the whole internet marketing space where he closed down his consulting.com program and he went all in on building a software. And then you look at someone like Alex Hermosi in the internet marketing space, and he just invested in School in Sam Ovens' SaaS. And he now owns a part of it. He's a majority shareholder. right? And then you look at other people like that are smaller, maybe they're doing like 1 million a year instead of 10 million or 20 million like Sam was. But even the guys doing like 6 figures to 7 figures, they're they're trying. They're building their own SaaS as well, and they're trying to sell it to their own agency clients or whatever, right? So all this to say, I'm seeing a trend in the market where it might be effective to partner with someone, okay, to partner with someone who has the audience or who has access to the audience, right? For example, I'm not a technical, I'm not a developer, I'm not a technical person. I understand it very well. It's my job, I believe, to study it and to understand how it works, but I don't do it. I don't build the products. So I partnered with someone who could, and then, it's vice versa. The reason why it was compelling for my co-founder to partner with me is because I can go sell it. So we even look at things like the startup accelerators, like Y Combinator, for example, who is now leaning towards investing in people who have at least two co-founders, three people even, right?
Yeah, I saw people asking for 4.
Even four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Four might be a little bit too much, but three is now becoming like the new one, where it's like you're one guy, you can do it all, you can build it, you can sell it. But now it's kind of like, you have two, for example, like me and my co-founder, and I'm kind of thinking like, maybe we should partner with someone who has an audience, a bigger one than I do. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing as a trend is leverage partnerships. So I don't know how comfortable you guys are with doing that and what your thoughts are with that, but that's kind of the trend I'm seeing, whether
I
you like
was
it or not.
I was thinking about that in the other day because I saw someone talking about one type of niche that I would like to come in and go. And I was thinking maybe I should approach that person
Mm-hmm.
and partner with them to we sell together the stuff because they
Mm-hmm.
do one part of the job and I can do the rest of the job.
Yeah, and that's a very good idea because we usually see the marketing and sales people go to the developers, but we rarely see the developers go to the marketing salespeople. And I think we're gonna see more of that shift where more and more people are gonna want the people with the audience and to say, hey, you have this audience. It's a win-win. Here's kind of the product we're building. You want to come on as a partner, and then we scale this thing up, right?
Okay.
It's a
And
win-win.
how viable it is to talk to someone that is 10 times ahead of me to be a partner.
10 times of you in what regard? Because
The
to get a
revenue.
partner, it means you have to have complementary skills. So that means
Okay.
you would be 10 times ahead of them in something else.
Okay. So that I can do. That I can do, but in terms of revenue, I don't have the same amount that they have already on there.
We don't want revenue. We just want people with distribution, people who
Okay.
can sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
never, I don't think, you can never have like too many people to sell your product, right? So, I mean, in terms of co-founders, ideally like it's two people or three people or something like this, but you if you're the technical person, you should based on the trend I'm seeing, it seems like more and more people are going to team up to get things to market. So, it's even going to be tough for the guys that don't team up. It's going to be harder.
Okay. And what is the best approach to that people? It's like cold calling, cold mailing. What
So,
would
it
be
depends on the niche. You want to go to where they spend time, where they post their content, right? So where you are trying to also sell your product. So if you're selling something to, like, who's your ideal customer?
My customer is someone that runs a store and wants to have an e-commerce store, or already has an e-commerce store and want a better one.
Are these people beginners or are they already doing
They are already
100K a year?
doing, yeah, they're already doing under K a year at least.
Okay, so I would say Instagram. That's the first thing that comes to mind. And perhaps Facebook, but Instagram, I would say, is where you typically would see these kind of like e-commerce people because Instagram is what they would use to post for their brand, right? You have your
Yeah,
storefront, you kind of post content, pictures, videos, and so you can leverage Instagram DMs. Just clean up your profile or whatever you need to do just to look professional, and then you can reach out to not the store owners, but you reach out to the person who has a distribution, someone in e-commerce who has maybe some audience. Doesn't even have to be huge, just something, a few thousand people, and you say,
okay,
hey, we're both in the e-commerce space. Um, we're building. Usually want to start with a question, and this is kind of in the next module where we go into the scripts and the outreach things to even get users. But what you want to do is something like, was just curious if you ever thought about building your own software and selling it to e-commerce brands. That's it. Because chances are, if, as time goes on, more and more people are looking to build some software for their niche, right? And so if they are, you say, okay, well, the reason I'm asking is, we're working on this product for e-commerce stores that are doing 100K a year. And, I built this thing and I want to partner with someone like you. I'm looking for a co-founder who's able to help with distribution. Would you be interested in partnering? Or would you be interested in hopping on a call and seeing if we would be a good fit or something? Right? Like you'd be
okay,
surprised how well that does.
okay. I will try it.
For me, for my example, I did it on Twitter when I was looking for a dev. So I did the opposite. I was a marketing sales guy looking for a dev. And why did I choose Twitter? Where do most developers kill time?
I
Twitter is
don't
one of
kill
them.
time there.
Twitter is one of them. And so you need to really understand like who you're going after, right?
Okay,
Yeah. And so 2021, right? So 3 years ago, when I was first building newreply.com, I hopped on calls with 5, 6 people before I chose one. So you want to copy paste essentially an outreach script and just kind of do volume, find a bunch of those people. So I did on Twitter, I just searched software developer. And then I would do different types of search. I would do like React. I would do like whatever keywords, right? And I would just send 30 a day. I would try to find 30 people a day and just send every day. And then I got a lot of people that replied that were interested, a lot who weren't interested. That's natural. And from those that were interested, we arranged a call. And how did I find my co-founder? Well, believe it or not, what I was trying to build, my co-founder already had like a little prototype MVP that he built locally, but he was stuck on, would people even pay for this? And I was like, dude, yes, like let me sell it. Like let's partner. Let me sell it. You already have like the MVP built. And so I built a wait list right after that. We got it to almost 300 people, and I used Facebook for it with my audience. And it did very well. In the first 3 months, we hit our first, I just made a post on it. or actually it's in the new sales letter I'm writing. Here, let me share my screen. It was 8.6K. Our first 8.6K month. Here. I'm building a new sales letter. And you can see the month before that was like 3.4K. So we're growing fast. Right? And this is newreply.com. My co-founder's idea, he had the limiting belief of, would people pay for this? Right? So don't get stuck on that. And that's why it's good to partner with people. You kind of need someone to keep you on track. And that's why I like the sales letter too. It keeps you on track.
It's all on monthly recurring, or it was one-time payments on New Reply?
New Reply was 80% monthly recurring, and we were also selling like a done for you service, like a cold email thing. But yeah, out of the 8.6K, I'd say we hit like 6 to 7K MRR, and that was in the first 3 months.
Okay, perfect.
Mm. Yeah.
What